Hi, it's Poppin' B, PurplePock here. Glad to see you all again, it's been a while. And as some of you might know, Deadly Premonition 2 recently came out, and I have been pretty excited for it. I've been excited ever since that surprise reveal in that Nintendo Direct a couple months back. But one thing stood in the way of me enjoying it, and that is the fact that I have not finished playing through Deadly Premonition 1. In fact, I never really started. I meant to, I put it aside for a while. It's not important. Point is, I'm playing through it now, about halfway through, so no spoilers, please. And I'm enjoying it quite a bit. Yeah, it's a pretty mixed bag, but there's a lot to like. Again, I understand why this game is so divisive, but personally, I've been enjoying it a lot. The combat is pretty whatever and unnecessary, and the driving physics are from the cardboard bouncy castle dimension, but it's just so bizarre and charming. Characters and gameplay quirks all come together to make something that's much better than the sum of its parts. It's a hilarious time that so far I would recommend to people who enjoy a nice, weird experience, if they can excuse some, let's say, flaws. Oh, and it also has the funniest fishing minigame ever in it too, so there's that. Anyway, I'm here to make a video, and I was intrigued and inspired by a certain cutscene from the game. Those of you familiar with the game probably know where this is going. Yes, I am indeed speaking of the scene that gives us the perfect symbolic representation of Deadly Premonition as a whole, the scene where Special Agent Francis York Morgan tries the Sinner's Sandwich, a sandwich made of turkey, strawberry jam, and cereal.
Here you go. The usual. 1 turkey, strawberry jam, and cereal sandwich.
Sounds like the sinner's sandwich. Self-inflicted punishment to atone for past sins. He's setting an example.
Mr. Francis York Morgan, you should try this wonderful lunch. It's more than a delicious, tasty crunch. So says Mr. Stewart.
Harry, you're right. I'll give it a try. I can't believe it. This is fantastic. It's really good. Olivia, I'm sorry, but can I change my order? I'll have what Harry is having.
Yep, for real. So yeah, we're going to be putting together the Sinner's Sandwich from Deadly Premonition 1 today, and to make sure that this thing gets the best shot it can at actually being good, we're going to do more than just throw some lunch meat and random cereal on some bread. We're going to put in a little bit more effort than that. For this exercise in succulently sinful sandwich serving, you will need some quality turkey meat, cornflakes, a pound of fresh strawberries, sugar, a lemon, and some quality bread. Alright, to start off, the first thing we're going to do is make homemade strawberry jam. Start off by chopping the stems and tops off of a pound of fresh strawberries. Give them a thorough wash and then proceed to chop them all into tiny chunks fit to be mashed at a later time. You can make them a little bit bigger than I did if you want the jam to turn out chunkier. Add the berry mash to a suitably sized saucepan and add 1 cup of sugar and about 1/4 of a cup of water. I might have accidentally used more than I should have because mine turned out a bit thin in the end, so do as I say, not as I do. Use a fork or a potato masher if you've got one on hand to mash up the ingredients together in the pan and then bring the concoction to a boil. Once it's there, squeeze in a sensible spritz of lemon juice. This won't make the jam taste lemony at all, really. It's to help the pectin in the fruit react with the acids and help give the mixture its jammy consistency. Culinary science in action. Am I right, Zach? Bring the heat down to medium and occasionally stir for around 20 minutes. Allow it to cool completely, and then properly jar and refrigerate. It might seem thinner than you expected at first when it's done, but let it cool completely and then chill it for a while and you'll likely get the results you want. It will thicken. So here it is, some homemade strawberry jam. Pretty good for my first try, I have to say. It's very sweet and smooth, but not too sugary. It goes well with butter on toast, I can tell you that much. Alright, next up we're going to prepare the turkey, but instead of the sliced stuff that I showed earlier, we're going to pivot a little bit and use some carved turkey meat. With my brother's help, we cooked up some turkey breasts, and we're going to get some of this stuff while it's still hot. I'm not going to go over this part in as much detail, because we were kind of just figuring it out as we went along. More or less, basic spices and some lemon juice for seasoning, and 2 hours in a 325-degree Fahrenheit oven yielded these fairly pleasant results. But maybe ask someone who knows what they're actually doing about this part. Lastly comes the cereal, and for this we're going to use cornflakes, as that looks like what they used on the in-game sandwich. Nothing fancy here really, except we're going to toast our cornflakes in the oven for about 10 minutes at 300 degrees Fahrenheit to get them a little crunchier, add a little toasted flavor, and of course, get them nice and warm. And with these out of the way, we are now ready to assemble the Sandwich of Sin. I was going to bake my own bread on top of all this, but I honestly don't think I'm skilled enough to beat generic supermarket brand yet, so we're just going to go with this pretty nice buttermilk bread that I've got lying around. I've got 2 slices of the stuff, lightly toasted, because I'm not a caveman, and I'm going to evenly spread jam across one slice of it so as not to oversaturate the sandwich with sweetness. Then we're going to add some fresh white meat from the carved turkey, and a spatula and a half or so of our toasted cornflakes. A cut down the middle, and some additional game-accurate jam and cereal on top later, and voila! A messy-looking, but nonetheless faithfully accurate Sinner's Sandwich from Deadly Premonition. Alright, enough excitement. It's time to try this thing. I've got the sandwich here, full of sin and all. Let's give it a shot. I haven't felt this anxious to eat something since I tried the Splash Bar. Okay. You know what? That's edible. Like, it's not amazing. I think the fact that I use carved turkey adds like a weird texture to it. Maybe we just cooked it too tough, but you'd think that they wouldn't go together. They don't complement each other excellently or anything, but it's food. Like, it was a lot of effort to put this together, I guess. But, no, not terrible. Let's see what Cole thinks. Elastic Crouch should get into frame because he's a big boy. Okay. Right? It's not terrible. Hey, Swery. You doing okay? It's an edible sandwich. I might actually finish it. I've got the pin. I've got the pin to prove that I did. Or I guess I could put it another way. Something like,
Fantastic. It's really good.
Hey guys, thanks for sticking out to the end of the video. I really appreciate it. If you like it, I've got tons of different videos on my channel, full episodes and reviews of games, stuff like that if you want to check it out. If you want to keep up to date on other projects I might be working on and videos I might be making, then feel free to follow me on Twitter at PurplePocketPirate. I also have a Patreon if you're into that sort of thing. I'll leave a link to it down in the description. Thanks so much again, guys. I will see you all next time, which is hopefully soon. Have a good night. Take care. Bye, guys.